Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. Now today I'm joined by a very special guest. She has been on my channel before, but I absolutely love that I have her on again. I'm joined by Sophia's Football Talk. Thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm all good. Thanks for having me on again. You've been on my channel before a few times, so happy to be on your as well. So yeah, super excited to chat again.
Yeah, it'd be really good. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I absolutely love going on your channel as well. And I appreciate you coming on mine too. But yeah, I thought we could chat a bit about today because obviously United are playing
Mhm.
later on against Rangers in
Yes.
the Europa League. And how are you feeling about the game? Because I think it would be for you guys a great chance to, if you're going to win some silverware, you could go down that route, win the Europa League. So how do you feel about the game tonight?
That's a good. Good question. Obviously after the Brighton game, that defeat was horrible. That definitely was the stain to what was kind of feeling like maybe slowly could be a progression after the performances against and the results as well against both Liverpool and Arsenal prior to it, and then you just feel like you take major steps back. So, in regards to tonight's game, I need a response from the guys. I need to see something. We're playing at home. Yes, it won't be super easy or anything, but I expect us to get the job done and deliver the results because we need the points. I want to be able to get be in that top eight and get to the next round in Europa League. So I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm super confident, but I feel a bit more maybe calm because I
Yeah.
expect that we should do something. If not, long day. But we have to wait and see.
Yeah, like you said, it's a tough one to call, isn't it? Because I think, with United, a bit like you said, you just sometimes don't know which United will sort of show up a bit like Arsenal. But yeah, I think like with South, like looking at the game tonight, it's like I just don't know, who could win or what result can happen. But I think it's obviously an exciting one. I think it's nice sometimes to not, have something different from the Premier League and have a different
Yes.
focus. But for you, with like the Europa League, do you think it's realistic that you guys could win it? Do you think that you guys will do that this season?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I want to get some silverware, and I do. I know that we are in a very bad state when it comes to the league.
Yeah.
We already know that. But we do also remember, even with the Ten Hag, with how bad we did last season, we still were able to win the FA Cup. In Europa League, we have done it before. Yes, of course. Um, Basically, last time we won it was, Mourinho days, about what, 8 years ago. But I, I think maybe we could do it. Um, but
Yeah.
we also need to get proper consistency in, um, not just with the results, but also with the performances. Kind of try some way, somehow, in a way to salvage the season. So if it goes all left in the league, which seems very likely at this point, do need to get the trophy. And I want to win the Europa League. I think we can do it.
Yeah.
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think so because I know obviously at the moment you're in like 13th, and I think you're not too far off like sixth, but I think it like how competitive it is at sort of the top four to top six. It like you said, it's going to be hard for you guys to get
Hmm.
something good out of the Premier League season. And I think for you guys, I think the Europa League would be a great trophy to win, and I think that would be a really positive start. Run season. And yeah, I think the Europa League is always a great competition. I mean, Arsenal, when we've been there, we've been to finals, but it is quite a tough one to win. It's not the same as the Champions League, but I think you
Hmm.
guys can definitely do it. And regarding like the January transfer window, I know there's been a few rumours. No good to Chelsea is one of them. What is your like thoughts on that? Like, would you be happy if he went there, or would you want to keep him? Like, what's your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I'm okay with him leaving, but I would prefer him not to go to a direct rival like any
Mm,
clubs really in the Premier League. If he goes, then he goes, but it needs to then be for a significant amount, just so that I can feel a bit more okay with it. Because what they did to us in regards to getting Mason Mount last season, I'm still quite mad about that. Uh, so I need revenge if we're going to go
Yeah.
that route, right? But I think, I don't know, I feel like he's been linked with the move to Napoli. I think he should pick Napoli. They're in a title race. It's a different environment. Obviously, Scott McTominay went there doing very well. Lukaku's been there doing very well. So he knows people there as well. So it would make the more sense. Chelsea, it's so random. They've
Yeah.
already gotten a lot of wingers. Yes, okay, some of them aren't pulling up any trees by any means, but still, is there really any confirmation that you're going to be the guy that you're going to play week in and week out? I don't know. Kvaratskhelia left Napoli. There is a spot open for you on that left hand side. Chelsea, I get it with a lot of the wingers not fully working out. I just feel like I know where we are, that we're not really the most stable environment. I get that. I
Yeah.
can admit that. But I also am thinking with Chelsea, I feel like it's not the most stable either, with how they keep spending, getting players in, getting rid of players. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, like you said, I think players will move on at some point, and I think you'd rather them move to a different league or to go
Hmm.
through, because it's like you said, it's very strange watching a player that was at your club play for sort of like a rival. Because I know Chelsea, like they're a big team, but I think with
Yes.
their squad at the moment, like how he would fit in and all of that. Because I think with Mason
Yeah.
Mount, that was an interesting one with him because he's obviously. I just think he was once a very good player, and now that's not the
Hmm.
case, and it's just gone really bad for him. So I think it would be like an interesting move to sort of see what happens with that there. But yeah, I think,
Hmm.
like you said, I think he'll definitely be open to other options as well, other than
Hmm.
Chelsea. But yeah,
Yeah.
that one did surprise me a little bit. But with like the window,
Hmm.
what sort of players do you think you need to bring in? Because obviously, as we mentioned, you've still got a few chances to win cups, Europa League. I know the leagues, obviously. I know you're 13th, and you're struggling in the league. But what sort of players do you think you need to bring in?
We need, I mean, we have to kind of sort out with, it's a new system. We need wing backs. We need guys that can
Yeah,
play as proper wing backs. So we're looking at one, I believe from Lecce, Patrick Dorku. I'm not going to sit there and say I know much about him. Didn't know the guy existed before we were linked with him. So, you know, I don't really have much to go about in regards to that. But we are looking to maybe sort that out now that Anthony obviously is leaving on a loan to the Betis, even though he's in the squad today, but no documents are obviously fully finalized just yet. So technically still United, for the remaining of this season as it stands. But it will then open up an opportunity for us to sign then maybe a left wing back. I would love to get somebody that can play a bit more up the pitch, in one of the 10 roles.
yeah,
Yeah, that's if I know it's difficult to get maybe signings in January, although you see with Man City, they've proven that you can do it. You definitely can,
yeah.
but with our clubs though, Sophie, it ain't that easy. Because they make it a bit too difficult for themselves. So I'm thinking if we can get at least two signings in, then we'll go from there. But I would love a Cunha. I know that both of us are linked with Cunha, and
Yeah.
I would love him at Man United. I would love
Yeah,
him.
he's been linked with. I think Nottingham Forest might want him as
Hmm.
well.
Yep.
It's so tough at the moment because I think there's so many rumours, and for Arsenal, it feels like there's a lot of rumours, but not much is really happening. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, I'm really gonna not say anything really until the window's shut because I don't. Like we said, we know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think the more Arsenal wait, it's sort of getting worse because like the injuries are, getting bigger, and our attack, it just feels a bit like it's not really working. Like for you
Mm-hmm.
as someone like outside of Arsenal, do you think we're going to bring anyone in, or do you think that we might wait till the summer and maybe bring in like a big striker then?
I just have a feeling you might bring one player in.
Yeah,
What that player will be, I don't know. But surely, like Cronky, come on, the
I
Cronky
know.
thing.
I
Like,
know.
right? It's what they're doing, and I know, like we got our share,
Yeah.
problem with our owners as well. Don't get it twisted, and I get that, but I have a feeling that you will get someone in. Maybe either some, I don't know if it's striker, maybe somebody that can play like a winger, maybe
Yeah.
either on the right or left. Somebody will come in. I just got a feeling, but I don't know. But you need somebody. You need
Yeah.
somebody in because Liverpool. Yes, they won their last game, and you of course drop points to Villa. But even though I said a few months ago, I did think that this title was wrapped up, but often Liverpool kind of are still making it a little bit of an opportunity that you guys are still in it. Just the door is still open. So if you do invest, then surely go for it. You know?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because we've drawn like so many. Can't remember off by heart, but I think we've drawn like 8 games this season, and
Yeah.
it's a frustrating one. Even if we had just won 2 or 3 of them, then we've
Mm-hmm.
had chances to close the gap, but like you said, the gap is sort of, this it's open slightly, but
Mm-hmm.
I think for Arsenal, like if we're not going to bring anyone in, then I don't think we can really win the league. And I think, what, getting top four as well is another thing, because Man City obviously are a bit inconsistent, but we obviously play them soon, and I think that we've got big games that we've really got to win, but I just don't think we have the squad to win, in a sense, because our
Yeah.
attack,
Mm,
like even with like Jesus, like he's great, but I just don't think he's that striker that we have, like that, and that we
mm-hmm.
need. And
Yeah.
obviously our players some of them have lacked a bit of confidence this season. So I think
Mm-hmm.
those sort of
True.
games are going to be tough, and we have to go to Anfield as well. And if we want to win the league, we're going to have to go there and win.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yeah, it's a really, really tough one. I just wanted to say hello to Doug. Hope you're good. Always lovely to see you in the
Big
chat
up.
here. Yeah, hope you're
Yes.
enjoying the
Big up them.
season as well, Doug. Liverpool are on fire at the moment. It's such a competitive league at the moment, and
It is.
yeah, it's so hard though, because I think the top four as well, that's going to be interesting as well, because I would
Yeah.
never put Nottingham Forest in that top four.
Right.
It's
Me
crazy, isn't
neither.
it?
Yeah, it would like if somebody would have said like, okay, maybe Newcastle will do it again or Aston Villa will do it
Yeah,
again. Okay, yeah, but Forest, no disrespect, I just didn't. That wouldn't have crossed my mind. I would say no, but they've been exceptional, and I think a lot of people just completely discredit, Nuno after, of course, his first spell, as the manager a few years back, but the guy has been cooking and he's done wonderfully, and I think their recruitment as well has been very good. So yeah, they
yeah,
deserve to be where they are, and you know I hope that they get top four because we're not going to do it.
yeah.
So go ahead, Forest.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm with you. Like, I'd be happy for them to get top four, because I think they're a team, like you said, you wouldn't really expect to be there. But I think, like you said, the recruitment, and they've got some really good players. I wanted just to read this actually as well. From Doug, is Sophia angry about losing on that show, possibly to Chelsea? And I'll answer Doug's other question in a minute.
If I'm angry, I'm not. No, I'm not angry. I would feel some type of way, but it depends on the fee. To be fair, I would rather him. I'm okay with him leaving overall. I just don't
Yeah,
want him to go to any Premier League club in general, especially when it's like one of your own from the academy. I don't really like that. To be fair,
Yeah,
even if it's not somebody from the academy, but especially when it's the academy player, it stings a little bit more. It does for
yeah,
me at least. So yes, I don't have like a big issue. It's not like, okay, if you would have gone to an Arsenal, that would hurt a lot more than to go to
yeah.
Chelsea. And United Chelsea, usually we do have a good relationship. Um, but I just would prefer him to go to a club outside of the Prem, maybe a Napoli, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like we said before, like I think if you're gonna pick a London team, to go to, that's probably the one because I think for Arsenal, like you mentioned, is that will always have this rivalry between both clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it would have. It's like with academy players, you build these like connections to differently to players that come through.
Hmm.
And it was like with Smith Rowe when he left it was hard watching him in the Premier League again
Yes.
and play against him.
Right?
So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tough one definitely. It's not nice to
Hmm.
see. And also regarding the striker, I agree with like Sophia said before about probably bringing like a winger in. Um Obviously, I might be surprised, but I'm not confident we're going to bring in like two or three players.
Hmm.
I think we should like bring in maybe
Hmm.
three. I think the striker is obviously the one that we always say. I don't really mind if we bring someone on loan just to get us through to the end of the season because
Yeah.
I just think this season, like, I think it's going to be a long season if we don't bring anyone in because I just think more injuries could happen along the way. And yeah, I would be happy
Mm.
if we brought in.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Someone on a
think we,
loan. Yeah.
yeah, I
Mm.
think like I don't mind if we have a temporary solution, and then in the
Yeah.
summer we get a big striker.
Hmm.
Because I know we've been linked to midfielders in the summer, which I'm not bothered about. I'm just like, buy a striker, please.
Hmm.
It's just so frustrating. But yeah, I think I don't mind us doing
Mm.
that. Because I
What
think we're
if?
quite. Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say because you were mentioning a striker. Okay, I know Cunha is maybe like that. Actually, that number nine, but he can play as a false nine, and
Yeah,
any really in the forward line. So it looks to be that he might potentially be leaving Wolves already now in January.
yeah,
And like we talked about, linked with your club, linked with United, also Forest, they really want to go and get him. But let's say he goes to you. Would
yeah.
that be a signing that you would be very excited about? Do you think that he will be a needle mover, or do you think, okay, that won't really be enough to get us over the line?
It's so tough. I think from you look at Arsenal, there's some games where you think if we just finished those chances, then you'd win quite comfortably. So I do think
Yeah.
he would help us a lot. But
Hmm.
I just think we need something else as well because
Yeah.
I just don't think we can rely on these like players like
Hmm.
Havertz, Martinelli. I mean, Trossard
Hmm.
has stepped up massively a lot recently, and he's been scoring and doing his bit. But
Hmm.
I just think as a team we want more from what we're seeing. But I think if we brought him in, I do think there would be a big improvement. And it's so tough because he has been linked to, like you said, many teams, and it's
Yeah.
weird because you couldn't blame him if he did go to Nottingham Forest because I think they look like an exciting, you know, um, project. They've recruited really
Yeah.
well, like you said. So I feel like
Yeah.
if he went there, I would understand. But I just
Hmm.
think like as long as we bring someone in, I think we've got to. But um, I won't be surprised if we don't really, but I just think we've got to really consider when we play. I think the Anfield game is going to be really big for us. And it's like the
Hmm.
cup games as well. We've got Newcastle, and I don't know about you. Like, let me know what you think, but I don't
Hmm.
know how we would turn that around at Newcastle. Like, if it was 1-0, then I would say, maybe, but we'd
Hmm.
have to at least score 3 goals. We'd have to win that, and I
Yeah.
just don't really feel quite confident we can.
And also that second, leg is that's gonna be at St. James's Park, isn't it? Or am
Yeah,
I wrong?
yeah, we're away for that.
Yeah, and we both know that is a difficult ground to go to for any team, to be fair. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. It really depends on, like, if you guys
Mm.
get a goal early, then maybe you kind of build some confidence throughout the game, and suddenly then get a second goal. But I almost feel like I think Newcastle will be comfortable in it. especially if it was the other way around, that
Yeah.
it was going to be at the Emirates, then I will be like, okay, there's still opportunity, but
It's
very
it's a tough
difficult.
one, isn't it? Because
Hmm.
I think when that game happened, I can't remember which game we'd lost, but I thought to myself, you know what, I'm happy we're at home for that. If we can
Hmm.
get quite close to them, just get a 1-0. And now I'm
Hmm.
thinking, I kind of wish it would have been away first and would be at home, because
Yeah,
it's tough really, because we can beat them there.
yeah,
And we've done it in the past. It's been quite, they've had quite a few good results recently against us. And I think with their team at the moment, obviously Isaac, Gordon, like they've got so many players that I sort of wish Arsenal
yeah.
had.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think our attack, that's just our problem really. And I think if we do business in like the window, then I think we can have a bit of confidence. But like you said, I just don't know how we can turn that around. It'll be a big ask really. And
Yeah,
if we
if you
did,
do
then that would be
though,
great. Yeah.
wow. Yeah, if you did, then props to you, 100%. But it's going to be very difficult. When is that game again? Is that going to be what,
I
mid?
think it's in February. I think it's like it's not too far. Let me check, because I know we play Man City pretty soon, and I think it might be after that.
Okay.
Um,
Tough.
yeah, we played him on the 5th. Oh my god, we have Man
Oh,
City on the
damn.
2nd, and we played him on the 5th.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's gonna be so like intense. Oh,
Ay, ay, ay. Because it's like, oof. Like, okay, if it was maybe one game in between, then you could try to kind of like sacrifice a game or something. But it's like, right? Nah, they did you dirty with that.
yeah, that's the problem, because for the Man City game, I'd want us to go all out on our strongest team, but for the cup game, I'd want us to go all out on that as well.
Yeah,
And I
of
just don't
course.
know if the players have,
Yeah, because it's the semifinal. You're like, you still want to be able, like, that can be a trophy that you can get already, like,
yeah,
way before the season is done. So I
yeah.
get that.
Do you know what? I think if I was Arsenal, I would obviously put a strong team against Man City, but I think I would go out more in the Newcastle game, because I think it's going to be hard for us to win the league. I think it's like a big push for us to do that.
Hmm.
And I think with the cup game, I think we can win that. And the final, I mean, I know Spurs, I think they're winning at the moment on the first leg, but
Hmm.
Liverpool will probably win that and get to the final. But
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe.
the silverware is going to be big for Arsenal. So like you said, it's a real shame that it's sort of so close to each other. But yeah, I'd
Yeah.
just be interested to see how we do. And I wanted to actually ask you a bit about Arsenal
Hmm.
in the Champions League, because
Yeah.
obviously we won yesterday. It was just a quite a
Hmm.
comfortable win. I felt like they didn't really challenge us too much. Like I was quite happy with that. But how
Hmm.
far do you think Arsenal can go in the Champions League? Like, because
Hmm.
I think we could maybe get to the semi-finals if in a push. We got to the quarters last season, but how far do you think we can go this season?
A semi-final could be possible, but it really depends. It's like,
Mm.
oof. I mean, I would say this whole new format, Man City might be getting knocked out potentially.
Oh, that'd be
Very close to doing it.
great.
That would be incredible, for sure. But and Real Madrid has been struggling as well, but they'll probably manage to get over the line,
Yeah,
into the knockout stages. But I think between like either quarterfinal or semifinal, but I just feel like it's a bit difficult to say because I kind of need to see how like the round
yeah,
16 go, you know?
yeah.
But like I think at least the quarterfinal, at least I do think that you'll do that. But
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
with you on that, because I
Mm,
think I think the quarterfinals to the semi-finals, I sort of think, because I don't. I think it's obviously nice to be in that competition, but I think we're quite a little bit away from getting to a final and winning that. But
mhm.
I think like you said, it sort of depends as well. The luck of the draw, if we get. I mean, the teams I wouldn't really want to get. I mean, Madrid are really good. Obviously if Man City are in there, Liverpool, I'd rather keep that to the Premier League. But yeah, I think all we can do is to see how far it goes for that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think like you said with the new format and all of that, I think we've just got to see what happens, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
it all goes down to sort of who we're going to bring in. If we bring in any more
Exactly.
attacking signings, I think it gives us a bit more excitement and hope for that. Um, but yeah, and also I wanted to chat about United season because obviously, I think when you played against us, I think that was such a tight game. And I thought, you know what? I think you guys, I think you could definitely get up to a bit higher in the league when, throughout the season. But
Mm-hmm.
like for you throughout the season, what players have stood out for you in your team?
Ooh. I mean, Ahmad has been incredible. Ten Hag is a criminal for not letting us
Yeah.
see him sooner. I generally believe that if Ten Hag would have stayed, Ahmad would have not signed a new contract. His contract was about to run out by the end of the season. He would have left. Maybe he would have even left to like on loan or something in January. Like it was bad. It was really bad. So it's been incredible watching his growth and
Yeah.
just how good he really is. And he can only
Yeah.
get better. Um, Masraoui has been a great signing. I've been very happy about that. Maybe the last 2, 3 games he's been struggling a little bit, but I do think as the team as a whole has been kind of struggling, and he's definitely been a part of that as well. Um, so those two in particular for me have been like proper positive standouts for sure, and
Yeah.
Ugarte as well. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people wrote him off early, and I was saying, yo, you got to give him time. He's been good, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
those
I
two.
think I definitely think Ahmed's been really, really good. I think you've
Hmm.
had some really good exciting players to watch this season.
Hmm.
I want to know your thoughts on Bruno Fernandes because I think I watch him and sometimes he'll put in a really good performance, and then other times, like maybe he's a bit inconsistent, but I still think
Yeah.
there's a good player in him. Like,
Hmm.
what do you sort of make of him, and what sort of like the season so far, how he's been?
Bruno with me, it's been here what almost 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken, and it's been like a roller coaster, love hate relationship. Some
Yeah.
moments I'd be like, I'm biggest fan. Other moments I'm like, he gotta go. So it's a bit all over the place, but when Bruno is good, he is good, and
Yeah.
it is lovely to see. But often also when he's bad, then he can be really bad. So it's more so like you mentioned, though. So if it's the inconsistencies, I just want to get a bit more consistency. You are the captain. I
Yeah.
need to see a bit more proper big moments, especially in big games. Indeed, we see it here and there, but not always and not often. But I need him to be a bit more disciplined,
Yeah.
and hopefully, maybe. I mean, he obviously has signed a new contract, so he'll be here for the foreseeable future, unless something changes and we end up selling him. Um, but so I just have to make do that he's here for now, still the captain, and hopefully we can get some more good moments because he has it in him.
Yeah.
But he ain't getting any younger as well, though. We do need to remember that he's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Past his
And like,
30s.
yeah, and you make a good point. He has been at your club for quite a few years now, and I think it's like, I mean, I love Odegaard. Do you know what? It's been really interesting actually recently about captains and people are. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking now that Rice should be the captain instead of
Yeah, I've
Odegaard,
been
and I
hearing that.
think
Yeah.
I don't know what I think of that because I do think Rice would be a great captain. I just think Odegaard a little bit is a bit inconsistent. I mean, I know a few weeks ago he was playing through an injury, through an illness. I think he wasn't well and he had to play
Yeah.
because we didn't have anyone else. But at the same time, it's very difficult. Like, I think he scored yesterday, and I just want him to do that a bit more. But I,
Yeah.
I, I don't think he should not be the captain. I still think he makes a great captain, and he's got that
Yeah.
calmness and that leadership. But I
Yes.
definitely think Rice would be a good captain. Do you think
Yeah.
he would be a good captain?
Yeah. No, I think Rice would be a very good captain. I think they're different characters. I think maybe Rice could be a bit more like vocal, a bit more in your
Yeah,
face, but still like can also be respectful to you. So I get it, but I can hear the concerns that Arsenal fans do
yeah,
have in regards to God as a captain. I mean, I felt like that when he became the Norway captain, and then I
yeah,
was like, okay, but there's not really anybody else. He has a lot of experience, so I get it. Been in this, the football scene for what 10 years now. I mean, he signed for Real Madrid at this time 10 years ago as a 16-year-old. So, you know, um, been through it, lots of experience.
yeah,
So I get it. But I just feel like I think he has grown a lot in the role as a captain. So I
yeah,
don't mind him as a captain for you guys, looking
yeah,
from the outside. He just seems it's kind of with how, sometimes at the beginning of Kai Havertz's time at Arsenal when he
mm,
was really struggling, and you can see that it was just the way that Erdogan was being so like kind to him, but also like trying to lift him up,
yeah,
but in a different way. It's a bit more okay. Might not be like Roy Keane, I'm gonna yell at you and
yeah,
all of that, but it's just like it's a different approach, but I
yeah,
I respect it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't think you have to be a captain by shouting at people and being very intimidating.
mm,
You can be that, but you can also be a captain in a different way with your whole demeanor being a bit more, okay, I'm going to try to like rally people, you know?
yeah. I
If you know what I
agree. I
mean.
think I
Hmm.
think there's so many different captains. I mean, I know
Hmm.
back in the game, I know someone like a Roy Keane would be quite in your
Oh,
face. And I
oh
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
there's different ways of being a captain. I mean, Arsenal over the last few years have had really bad captains. I mean, Bamyang just wasn't a captain.
Hmm.
I think Odegaard definitely has the personality. I feel as a captain,
I
like
think so too. Yeah.
he has that calmness. I mean, like on a pitch, if players have fights, he's not the one. He's probably the type of person to sort of stop it and focus on what's right. So I just feel like he's a very calm player and he has that
Yeah.
composure, which is really really nice. And I think in the future, Declan Rice would be a great captain. I
Oh
think
yeah.
he's got that experience as well, and you've seen him for England and what he can
Yes.
do. So yeah, I think captains are, it's sort of a big role to have because I always felt
Yeah.
with Xhaka, he he was a captain, but without being the captain. Like
Yeah.
he has leadership roles, but him
Yeah.
being the captain at Arsenal was just maybe too much responsibility.
Yeah.
But you can have a lot of leaders in your team that aren't necessarily
Yeah.
captains.
Exactly. You don't have to have like the captain's armband in order to be a
Yeah.
leader. You can lead. You see with like Kevin De Bruyne, the guy, the whole meme, let me talk, let me talk. Like that's not captain material in terms of that.
Mm.
But you lead on the pitch by example, the way you play. So he's a different type of captain, you know? And
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that, having different characters. We can't all be the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. I think it's great to have different leaderships, different
Mm-mm.
personalities around the club. I just wanted to say hi to a few people that I've not managed to. Hey, big up
Big up,
Victor, big up yourself, and big
big
up
up,
Sam. We're all good, thank you. I hope you are good too. Big up Paul, who says, big up Sophie and Sophie. I hope you are doing well. Big up Paul, thank you so much for
big up.
that. Um, but yeah, before we do round the show up, I just wanted for you to tell people a bit about your channel and what you've got coming up, and yeah, where they can find you on YouTube.
First and foremost, so thank you very much for having me on. I had a blast. The time, well, whenever we talk, it just goes
It
by,
goes so quick, doesn't it?
right? It does, but it's always great to chat with you. So I appreciate it. So thank you once again. You guys can find me on Sophia's Football Talk. I'll be live straight after the United game. So hopefully it'll be a nice little chat, you know, and to say that, oh, my team did the job, da 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 da. I don't want to have a rant at 11
Yeah.
p.m.
I
normal
know that
and I
feeling.
got work in the morning. And a lot of the kids at the school that I work at know that I'm, a big United fan. So I will be hearing it tomorrow if we don't get the job done. So United lads, you better show up. You need to show
Yeah,
up.
you've got one
Mhm.
job to do. Do for Sophia,
Yes.
yeah. I know
Yeah,
that
exactly.
feeling. It's always hard when you've lost a game and you have to come on
Mhm.
and chat about it. It is hard, but I'm
It
excited
is.
for the game. It'll be on at 8 tonight, and it'll
Yes.
definitely be an exciting one for sure. But I
Yeah.
love having you on the channel. Like you said, the time always
Thank
goes
you.
dead quick. So thank you,
Yeah.
and big up to all of you that have commented that joined this. Please do check out Sophia's channel, which is Sophia's Football Talk. Do subscribe to her and check her out, and also do like this video, guys. Do subscribe here if you are new, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Peace.